Hey guys, hello from El Paso. Just wanted to do a quick video to discuss the latest developments in Jasiah's case. Obviously, unfortunately, I am here in El Paso, Texas, slowly drifting towards LA, but not in enough time to attend court. Obviously, you know the good news, I'm sure by now, that all charges against Jasiah have been completely dismissed. So that's the good news. I was kind of surprised. That's why I was figuring, hey, I'd head out to LA once he has a trial, because he'd likely go to trial. The good news is he is not. I don't know if I necessarily have to rehash the entire situation, but just to give a quick rundown, there were two charges that were combined. One was verbal, one was physical. Ironically, the verbal was the criminal charge, and the physical action was the misdemeanor. So they were kind of bizarrely flipped around. The prosecutors decided to combine both of these separate incidents with Patrick Perry, who has been a key player against Aaron Smith-Levin and against other key protesters in the Scientology world. He's kind of been their main stooge. He was mainly involved and was responsible for bringing up these charges. Now, in the past, Patrick Perry has shown up, but he didn't. I think he showed up once or twice, but for the majority of the hearings with Jasiah, I believe there are about 5, because I attended a fair amount of them in the beginning, he was only there for 1 or 2 of them. So it showed that if Scientologists were his true overlords, which it appears like they are, that clearly they didn't feel like it was necessary to have him follow up because they felt like they were losing the case. It was funny to see all these comments, specifically on Reddit, saying what Jasiah's done is egregious. He needs mental health. This is horrifying. He's going to spend so much time in jail. He better sit in jail and think about what he's done. He's completely cooked. Well, that is completely wrong. The justice system completely just takes a dump on Reddit's face and says this is a frivolous charge, what Jasiah did. Again, as I've been saying in the past previous videos, which is why I didn't think there was much of a case to begin with, all of this was mutually assured destruction. Jasiah did not go to anybody Grand Theft Auto style as they were walking by and sock them. That was not what was happening. Somebody was provoking somebody. Whether somebody else started it, it appears that the so-called victim, minus Patrick Perry, the other one started it by trying to swat Jasiah's phone out of his hands. But at the same time, there was actions on both of their parts with both separate incidents, whether it be Patrick Perry or whether it be the other one, that clearly this wasn't really a chargeable offense. And I think there is an agreement, perhaps, that the prosecuting attorneys will try to subtly help Scientology along. But if there's a frivolous case, there's a frivolous case. Obviously, I can't give you too many details because regrettably I wasn't there. Again, I apologize for that. And again, I thought there was going to be a trial. But you see where the money went. You see that the attorney, Shaheen Mansouri, has been telling you, a man who exists, a man who Jasiah has retained and who was able to get Jasiah's charges dropped, was there the whole time. So I think all this consternation about Lara getting nervous was probably she was nervous for a moment about, being an overly protective parent in a way, being nervous about is Mansouri being the best that he could be. And ultimately, he proved to be very effective. The good news is, and another reason why I want to talk about this video, in addition to letting you know that Jasiah's charges are completely dropped, that a lot of this was frivolous, is we could take a look at precedent and what will this mean for other cases. We'll start with Shaheen Mansouri. He is still being involved in the anti-Scientology case, or the cases involving Scientology, whether directly or indirectly, and he is also representing Henry. So Henry Mancini, of course, that was a situation with the stakes being pulled out outside of Big Blue. And there have been a lot of hearings where a lot of cans have been kicked down the road. So in the next couple of days, Henry will have a hearing. And I assumed it was going to go to trial, and I would be able to cover that trial. But looking at this precedent, Henry has the same attorney, Shaheen Mansouri. Looking at this precedent, it might be entirely thrown out. I would certainly not be shocked if that were to be the situation, because if you look at this as a general narrative, it's increasingly becoming clear. People have opposition with the actions of Danny, with Nance Drew, with Jasiah, say what they've done, they deserve the punishment. But in a lot of these cases, they're being thrown out, and Jasiah'a is one of them. So there's not a lot of legitimacy to really kind of make that claim at this point. The court has ruled, and it's ruled that, you know, indirectly, they haven't directly said it, but it's indicated that Scientology is just too trigger happy with the law and too reflexive in wanting to bring charges that don't really stand any merit. They were not expecting Jasiah'a to fight back. They thought he didn't have any resources. They thought that because he had some priors, they could portray him as a hothead. They thought he'd be railroaded. He did not do that, and he did not take the plea. Remember, guys, there was a plea that was offered that was good he didn't take, that had so many prerequisites to it. One of the prerequisites is that Jasiah'a had to do weekly anger management classes. Another one is that he had to actually take medication to alter his state of being. Kind of feels like lobotomy to me in a lot of ways. But he had to take this medication. He also had to get drug tested, and he could never mention Aaron Smith Levin again. And so that's what I'll leave you with. Why never mention Aaron Smith Levin? Scientology might drop this, or the prosecutors might drop this, but look at a general theme. Why would the prosecutors, who should have no connection with Scientology, why would they randomly bring Aaron Smith Levin into this? So it's bizarre, but it looks, my guess is they're trying to pinpoint somebody, a figure at the top, and blame them and try to say that there are RICO charges, that it's mafia-like, and that they're all these people kind of in knowing assurance of each other doing the bidding of the biggest figure, which previously was Leah in a different case and now is Aaron. So that's something to look out for. But I'm thinking Henry's case might be entirely dropped. I will see you on the 19th and the 20th for Solomon versus Zero Dark Tony. And I might fly out earlier. I'm missing some key cases, so maybe I'll fly out tomorrow. But if not, stick around and we'll do a live in Juarez. I know a business owner and there, so we'll talk about the tariffs and have an interesting time. Take care, guys. Thank you.